I went to school just to please my dad, develop some anger as aftermath. I fell off the course while you wait for a Porsche. I'm coming in late off a helipad. I ain't got that money, my nose always...
What's going on, everybody? Today is the day for Season 2 Lion Legends. I just got mine. We will see when it sends. I have sent the ADA about 20 minutes ago. And I'm going to be covering Equine. And Equine has Faha Dukan as one of the team members. Faha Dukan is probably the biggest CNFT investor in the entire space. And let alone that, this project is awesome in my opinion, and I would mint it anyways. So just getting right into it, the basics, we'll look at their Twitter. They have 13.1k followers on their Twitter, and their Discord has, will it show me? 8,600 in their Discord. So we will start off with their team, and I've already spoken about Faha Dukan, and then we have Merrick, Fencemaker, and ZMC. They all met early on in the space and decided they were going to team up pretty much. Furthermore, a creative team of more than 10 talented personnel have also joined the team and is engaged in creating the first elements of the platform and environment. But these are the main people, and you can see their faces here. They were on the Cardano NFT show doing their interview. This was a great interview. I will link it below. You can watch it. It's about 2 hours. It covers a bunch of questions and probably anything you could ever imagine asking. So I highly recommend watching this if for whatever reason you have any more questions after I am done. Alright, so the next thing is, when will the drop be? It will be December 18th, and it will be all day long. You can mint as many as you want. The price is 250 ADA, and it's going to have a minimum sale of 5,000. If 5,000 sales are not met, they are going to extend this deadline until that 5k number is met, and then I assume they will cut it off then. But they also could do something like extend it one more day, and then if that day it sells 6,000 or 7,000 or whatever, maybe they just cut it off at the end of the day and they kind of call it there. It's still up for interpretation, but they also have plans for if over 10,000 are bought. So I'm going to go down and look here, and it says, and I'll zoom in a little bit more. So it says there will be, that's what I just talked about, minimum 5k, but they're prepared if the sale goes over 10,000. Each horse will be unique through DNA. That's going to be a visual appearance, their stats, their recessive traits, etc. And they're going to have 10 different jockeys with 6 possible personalities. They also have different skins for their jockeys and for their horses. And skins are not built as one of one. They say but also have different drop rarity percentages, but I think they mean and also have different drop rarity percentages. So the only thing that confuses me a little bit is the skin that you'll get in the bundle. I don't know if that's going to be like a separate skin for both the horse and the jockey, or just one skin for the horse. I'm not entirely sure about that. Alright, so what is the game? The game is a horse racing, breeding, and trading game. So the essential basics is you will have a horse. The first drop will be, and they also want this to be the only drop, but if breeding doesn't go so well, they will extend another drop. But the basics are, you get these horses, and the horses that you get on December 18th will be pioneer horses. This means the pioneer horses will be 2 months old when you first get them, but they won't start aging until you put your horse onto the game. Once your horse is on the game, it will immediately start aging. For every 1 month, that is a year in the horse's time. And for every, what is it? Your horse needs to be at least 3 months to start breeding. And then all the horses that are bred won't be pioneer horses. And then you can sell these horses on the aftermarket. Those horses will age and they will be able to be raced, or I don't think they can be bred. Maybe they can be bred. I'm not sure how that works. I need to look into that. But these horses will die. And when they die, I think it's, let me see, maybe it says it here. I think it's 11 plus years. I want to say 18. Okay, yeah. So 18, you get this like trophy, which is your horse's like stats. So it'll have something about like how many times it raced, what positions it came in, maybe some of its stats. stuff like that. You'll keep this forever. It's just a trophy. You can't do anything with it, just like a regular trophy that you hang up on your shelf. It's only valuable to you. And, you just remember your horse. And then maybe you can even use it as like an achievement to try to do better with your next horse. But anyways, when the pioneer horses, when they reach 18 and they die, you get to re-roll for another horse for free. It'll probably be some sort of like mint cost, like maybe like cheap, maybe like 5-10 ADA or something, but it's not going to be like hundreds of ADA or anything. I wouldn't imagine. And then the other horses though that you breed from the pioneer horses, they will just die. You cannot re-roll. You need to buy another horse. So this is why it's really important to get a pioneer horse, because you can breed. Once you breed though, you cannot race your horse anymore. It'll be a breeding horse forever. All right, now the other thing, these are all of the stats. So you will have a stat for speed, for stamina, acceleration, endurance, and agility. And then there will also be mental stats. So wisdom, determination, and courage. Now, some of these stats won't be fully seen at first. They're going to have some sort of open contract or smart contract. I don't know exactly how it works, but as your horse ages and as it races, your horse will gain some of these stats. There will also be a training ground, I believe, or something similar to that, or maybe you just race. But you will choose essentially like a stat that you want to increase. And as your horse races, it will increase that stat slightly more. But they all have hidden stats. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with like Pokemon, but I don't know if you know this about Pokemon, but when you catch one, they're actually slightly different. Like not just based off of level. They have EVs and IVs, and they are hidden values. And this is how these horses are going to work as well. Some of these values will be hidden until they reach a certain age, and then you will see that their stats actually start to increase. So, but they also said if your horse doesn't race for a month, then the stats might not increase by as much. But it'll be a small value that's like not too noticeable, but if you're trying to like min-max your horse, it'll be something you definitely want to do to give yourself that slight edge. So these are examples of some of the skins, their future roadmap. They are going to have their prototype development. Already did that. Now they're getting ready to launch their Pioneer NFTs. Then they are going to work on the development and then try to launch by Q3 of next year. So that is the timeline we are looking at to breed, race, and get ready to maybe even train our horses. So there's a few more things I wanted to cover. The first thing is, how do you breed your horses? And the game's not going to be available right after you mint anyways, so there's no need to rush into this information, but you'll essentially have a stable, and if you have a mare, right, I believe is how you pronounce it, and then the other one, like mares, I don't know horses like that, but you pick the one that you want to breed, and then a stallion. Okay, it says it right here. Okay, yeah, pick the mare you'd like to breed. From there you have two options. Pick the stallion in your stable as well, or if you only have one or the other, you can buy a service of a stallion for the breeding marketplace. So if you only buy one, let's say you're broke like me and you can only afford one, and you want to breed your horse, then you'll have to pay somebody who owns the opposite sex horse to, essentially mate with that horse so that you can have the offspring. Now, I'm assuming how this is going to work is if you put your horse up to be purchased for breeding, like it'll be a temporary purchase. You'll get your horse back, or you probably won't even lose your horse out of your wallet. I'm assuming that's not how it's going to work. It'll just be a smart contract. And you'll breed your horses. They'll be locked in for a certain amount of time through the smart contracts. And then at the end of it, because your horse was paid for, the other person will keep the horse. I think that's only fair. I think that it wouldn't make sense to do it any other way. So I would have to imagine, though, that you would have to put up your horse for somewhat less than the breeding horse is worth, right? Like, you wouldn't want to put up your horse for 100 ADA because if the aftermarket horse was going to be worth 100 ADA, because then why would they do it? You know what I'm saying? Unless they're just predicting that the horses are going to go up in value. Like, that'd be the only reason. Which I could see that happening as well. But you wouldn't just waste your time and waste your ADA like to break even. So I would imagine that the horses that you're breeding with would want to probably charge themselves like maybe 20 or 30 ADA cheaper just to ensure that they actually get paid. And you could just keep renting out your horse. It sounds like prostitution in all honesty a little bit, but like, you just rent out your horse and you know, you'd get guaranteed money while the other people are trying to flip it on the aftermarket and see what money that they can get. I still think it's going to be extremely profitable to breed horses. I'm personally going to try to breed a horse. I will definitely try to race, and I'll probably try to race after I get 1 or 2 more horses though, because I think I want to get at least 2 horses that are breeding before I go and try to race one. The other thing is the horses will grow old automatically. Once they're on the game and you put them in, they'll immediately start aging. For every 1 month, they will be 1 year. The way that they said this works is it will be based off of a monthly period. So unfortunately, if you put in your horse, let's say the 3rd week of that month, it will still age a full month or a full year. So if you want to wait and get the most out of your horse, you'd want to do it at the beginning of the month, right after they've done the updates. But they did say that they are debating changing that in the future and doing maybe every 2 weeks or something like that. And before this video gets too long, I'm just going to cover the last thing that I thought was kind of a big deal. They said that there's not going to be a built-in feature for betting on the horses. However, the information on the horses and the races will be public information. So they will allow a third party to come and potentially gamble and do all that on the horses. But they themselves are not currently looking into doing that from their website directly. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching my video. This project is freaking awesome. This is Equine. If you guys didn't know about Equine, now you do. Educate yourself. 250 sounds like a lot of ADA, but they explained it like this. It is so early in the NFT market space for Cardano specifically that even if there's 10,000 of these things, you really got to take the bigger picture here. Think about all of the people in the future that maybe want to play this game in a year to 2 years from now, and you have a pioneer horse. You know, your horse, when it dies, you can re-roll for another horse, and they're stuck having to buy the aftermarket horses that you're breeding. So you're making money off the aftermarket horses. You could probably sell your pioneer horse for who knows how much, and there's going to be potentially hundreds of thousands of people wanting to play this game. Now, this is all speculation. This is pure speculation. The whole market is speculation. But this is why I'm looking into it, and this is why I am putting my money into Equine. Do your own research. Be safe. It is your money, your decision, not a financial advisor. Have a good day. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Please sub and like. Once I finally get to 1,000 subs, I can maybe actually start to make a full living off of this. That is my dream. So you'd be helping me out a lot, and I would really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys, and have a good day.
I get it like a G, but it never came easy. You got me coughing up a lung, I wish I rap like Wheezy. I keep my pace, so I'm sorry that I'm breezy. Keep my sneaks laced, cause I can't afford Yeezys. I don't want the gold, give me BTC. Y'all be acting crazy.